Welcome to Instructions Unclear, where we talk about everything World of Warcraft, and today we're going to be talking about some of the new patch notes coming out for Shadowlands. I'm Lotus, and this is Shrub Height.
All right.
So,
first up, class abilities unavailable in Shadowlands Pre-Patch. So at first, Lotus had an aneurysm.
Dude, I thought we were actually losing some of the major abilities to our classes, and that would have sucked. But thankfully, it's just ranks that we're not getting until later in the X-Pack, so it'll be okay. Like, everything will be okay. But there are abilities that we don't get until later.
It looks like it's just Shadowlands abilities, though.
Yeah.
Which I think is fine.
Which Revel in Pain, Revel in Pain is that's an Azerite ability right now, correct? I believe that's an Azerite trait.
Oh, that might be. Okay.
That now we're getting as an actual ability, which is cool.
That it is. I'll be honest, I'd completely forgotten about ranks of spells.
Yeah, because we don't see them anymore.
No, it's not like the good old days where it was better to cast certain ranks.
Right.
So I'll admit, when I first read it, I thought they were removing abilities, and I scrolled down to Priest and looked at it and said Mass Dispel. I'll be okay without that. Certain people will be happy for that on Carapace, let's be honest.
But yeah, definitely. You know, the funny thing is there wasn't any dispels this last week on Carapace, and we still had a bunch of people die, which was like amazing.
Yep. Proves it's not my fault with my 9 dispels, okay?
Yeah, okay, guy. Death Knights, Sacrificial Pact, they get it at level 54, so you won't have that on pre-patch. Sacrifice your gold to deal 75% of attack power, as shadow damage to 8 nearby enemies, and heals for 25% of your maximum health. And then Ossuary, level 58. While you have at least 5 Bone Shield charges, the cost of Death Strike is reduced by 5 runic power. Additionally, your maximum runic power is increased by 10. Formerly a must-pick talent in Blood, but now it's an ability. That's kind of cool. But you won't have those whenever Shadowlands launches, or pre-patch launches.
So I'm curious was this Blizzard's way of keeping classes balanced in BFA and then bumping them up where they wanted for Shadowlands? Like, I guess I haven't paid close enough attention to ranks of skills from previous expansions going into the next, but like a lot of these, you're getting rank 2 and it increases damage done by 15 seconds or by 20%. Rank 2 reduces the cooldown by 15 seconds. So it's one of those, like, they're buffs. They're making you more powerful.
Right.
So we're getting squished down for level 50 and then going to level 60 instead of, I guess, to make the difference between 50 to 60 a decent power gap, even though it's the stat squish, because even the item levels aren't scaling up super crazy high now.
Right. Yeah, what isn't it, like 213 right now is what they're saying out of Mythic Plus?
Yeah, 210 or 213 out of like 15s.
Yeah.
Which I think 213 is heroic raid.
Maybe it's heroic raid. I know it was like, because I believe 213 was was the items that I had in Wrath. I believe that, like, my shaman is who I was playing then, and in what is it? Nax or MS, I believe Nax 25 you were getting 213 gear. So kind of weird to see that number again in a new expansion, but
I blame my age. I don't remember any of my item levels from anything.
I'm older than you. So could be something else.
All right, Grandpa.
You get at level 52, you get Heart Strike rank 3 in blood blood DKs, and you also at 56 get Vampiric Blood rank 2. Frost, you get Obliterate rank 2, Empowered Rune Weapon rank 2 at 56, and at 58 you get Killing Machine rank 2. Unholy, you're picking up Dark Transformation at 52, Scourge Strike rank 2 at level 56, and Apocalypse at level 58 rank 3.
Huh. If you read like Killing Machine, your next I don't know blood, but your next Obliterate also deals frost damage. I don't know. It seems like, I don't know. I keep coming back to it. Feels like this is the way to build the gap in power between level 50 and 60.
Yeah. Demon Hunters, we're not getting Revel in Pain until level 58, which, meh. For the Havoc people, Fell Rush rank 3 will be at level 52. Metamorphosis rank 4 will be at level 54. Chaos Strike rank 3 will be at level 56. I-Beam rank 3, level 58. Infernal Strike for Vengeance, Infernal Strike 3 is going to be 52. Fiery Brand rank 3, level 54. And Soul Cleave rank 3 will be level 56. That's really the only that one and Monk, but I'm not going to be leveling my Monk first, so I'm not really too worried about it. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, Shadow Priests are getting a fat buff. Level 54. Yeah. Rank 2 Mass Dispel.
Ooh, killing it.
That's what we gain.
Killing it.
But it says Mass Dispel is now potent enough to remove some magic that is normally undispellable, which I think comes into play possibly with Mythic Plus. I know they were talking about giving priests the ability to dispel previous.
Yeah,
I know
we were
Holy
talking
and
about that.
Discware. I don't know if that's going to include Mass Dispel here.
Monk, whenever you look at Monk, it's a shit show of different things because they have so many specs. But yeah, whenever I first read that Enveloping Breath, I thought that it was Enveloping Mist. I was like, oh, they're actually losing that until 58. Ooh, but it's not. So I don't see anything that anybody's actually losing.
No, it's just, I'm curious why they felt the need to make a whole post about it, I guess.
Yeah, it's not anything like spectacular. There's not really anything here that I'm just like, ooh, why did they do that? Like, it's not.
Yeah.
Challenging Shout. Warriors Challenging Shout you get at level 54. Do we still have a Challenging Shout as a warrior right now? I don't play warrior, so I'm not 100% sure if you do.
I don't know. I haven't played my warrior.
But if you do, Shadowlands ability only, so you won't be getting that until level 54. Thinking we do have Challenging Shout. God, I don't know. Not sure. Nothing too major here. I really thought that this was gonna really upset me whenever I started reading it, but thank God it doesn't. For all the bookies out there, if you guys like to read, Humble Bundle is releasing a World of Warcraft Legends library. All the ebooks you can pick up for like, I think it's like $20 or something. So if you're into reading, if you like lore, be sure to check that out on Humble Bundle. Yeah, it's $18 for all of them. So
not bad. I got all excited when I saw that and then realized it was ebooks. And I want like paperback for my kid.
Right.
I've got the wife on board. I can start reading Warcraft stories to my son.
Nice.
So I don't know. Did you see the legendary I don't know what to call it. The recent tuning pass of legendaries where they nerfed some of them just to the ground.
I didn't see that.
I don't remember them off the top of my head, but there was quite a few of them. They actually just went from like 90% to 15%. Like it was just
holy cow.
Like it was stupid looking at the numbers, how hard they nerfed some of them into ground. And but Blizzard did a blue post that they admittedly recently, what was it? They were aiming too low with respect to the legendary powers, so they're doing another tuning pass to buff them back up to some middle ground.
Okay. Well,
so that one,
got
a little worried there that it was gonna nullify some specs. Is basically what the tuning pass looked like.
Right.
So, and then the other interesting one, which one was that? The Soulbind, or not the Soulbind, is that the one? Well, they removed the potency conduit from 3 to 2, which that's your DPS ones. Right. And it's interesting because I feel like Blizzard, and I've talked to a few people about this, but if you start adding up the amount of things in this game that they have to tune for Shadowlands, which is the speculation of why they've pushed back the date, there's just too much to do. Like,
right.
It's insane because you can't just tune one conduit. Like, you can't be like, okay, this spec's OP and tune a conduit. It affects a whole host of things. Soulbinds and all that stuff. So they don't really have a good tuning knob. And I think it was a Preach video I was watching. There's 96 passive conduits from your Soulbinds, 300 and something conduits that you can put in, and then 200 something legendary items. And all of this is added power that needs to be balanced. And if you want
ultimate power,
if they want to achieve their play what you want, thing, those specs need to be balanced within a couple percent of each other.
Yeah.
If you get out, I'd say if you hit 5% difference in DPS on something, that class, especially in the organized rating or mythic plus, it might not be a big deal, but from the pug standpoint, there's no chance people are going to take it.
Oh no.
Like you switch specs, you gain 5% DPS. Like, that's a warrior buff, right? I think the warrior's 10. Right. Is it 10% that they nerfed it to 5? Because all the buffs got nerfed in half. Like Fort only gives 5% now. So yeah, they got quite the problem on their hands.
Oh, so they looking at, what is this here? World of Warcraft Shadowlands pre-expansion patch notes. They have brought down the health of explosive orbs in keystones.
Yep.
And they no longer scale to keystone level. So that's cool. I mean, getting into 15s and having explosive orbs that have couple hits versus just one-shotting them, like that's
yeah,
that'll be nice.
Although it does seem, I will give Blizzard some credit as of late. It seems like they are actually listening to feedback to some degree, right? They're still gonna kind of do what they want, but the I just had it. What was it? Oh no. Oh, the removal of your abilities outside of Shadowlands content.
I did see that.
And then they reverted it because everyone was when I was like, what the fuck? Like, why? What's the point?
Yeah.
So
we can only use this in new content, like.
Yeah. Which, so glad to see that they're actually, and I mean, them pushing back BFA was, you know, the vocal some percentage of the community was very adamant that they needed to delay it, and they did. So,
right.
To some degree, I think they're listening.
I can't be mad that it's delayed, you know, like, I'm okay with it, especially if it's gonna make it a better experience at the start. Like, I guess I can get on board.
Yeah. Well, what I'm curious is, had they already started planning patch 9.1, right? That there were certain things they were just going to ignore, and that was going to get fixed in 9.1, which is generally, what seems to happen is the game releases and there's kind of things everybody knew was broken, and then it gets fixed in 9.1. So I'm wondering if they'd already had the 9.1 list rolling, and then basically the amount of backlash about the balance and situation of things, they decided to push it back, a month and some change, whatever it is. And okay, let's just make it 9.1. We'll just bring that bad boy in.
Yeah, we'll just do it all, like, right now before it launches.
Because they
would be great.
I agree. They pushed the date back, and then it wasn't even like more than 2 or 3 days, and that you started getting a whole bunch of posts of, okay, they've tuned this class, they've tuned that class, they're tuning this, they're tuning that, and it's one of those, like, you had that somewhere.
You had that ready. Like, you were just waiting to roll that out.
It's not like this was just magically like, oh, okay, I guess we'll listen, and all of a sudden you whipped up, 4 days worth of updates. In tuning. Like, I feel like they had some things sitting there.
They've always had a problem with that. They've always come out with the expansion, and then it's like, first patch is this huge update to fix all the problems. So if they do this right, and everything comes out with the expansion, I think that, as a whole, the community will take it a lot better than if they come out with it and it's still buggy, still problematic, and then they still do like a 9.1 and, oh, we're gonna fix it now. It's like, well, why did you take the extra time? Like, you should have just gave us the game and then done this anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, it's been interesting watching the lead up to this release,
right?
Because it feels different. I'm hyped for it. I'm super bummed they pushed the date back, don't get me wrong, but I think
everybody is, man. I don't think that there's anybody, like, even if there's people out there watching that are like, no, man, I think it's great that they pushed the date. You think it's great they pushed the date, but you're still kind of bummed because you wanted to play it.
Well, nobody,
like 100%.
I think nobody's glad that the date got pushed back. I think they're glad that Blizzard's fixing the glaring problems.
Right.
So
I read something on here. I don't remember what page it was. It's kind of off topic of Shadowlands, but it's kind of cool news. 73-year-old dad achieves rank 13 in WoW Classic. That's nuts, dude. Like, no. I wouldn't even do that at 35. Like, it's not gonna happen. Congrats to that guy.
That's a grind. That is like the ultimate grind.
Yeah. He was like, just before I die. No, I'm sorry.
Wow!
I'm sorry.
You toxic fuck. Holy shit. Wow. Wow. Okay, so
okay. All right, I'm done.
Jeez.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, that was
You're only a couple years off of him, to be honest.
Hey, I am not. Oh, so any other big news in these patch updates here? Classic Phase 6. Ooh.
Moving on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think there's anything major to like dive into. I just feel like there's been a lot of everything people were asking for.
Yeah.
Kind of happened the last week or whatever since they pushed the date back. Like it really does seem like Blizzard listened and went, okay, fine, we won't make you wait till 9.1. And I think if you go look at some of the numbers from beta, there's certain classes that had, we've got the issue with corruption right now where, my demon hunter 30 or 40% of the DPS is from infinite stars, right? You go look at some of the numbers and there was some classes that were 30 to 40% of their DPS was their covenant ability.
Right.
And it's one of those
really were.
That's just not fun. Like,
right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Infinite Stars procs, Twilight Dev procs, like that shit's just entertaining. It's a good old time.
Right.
I think Twilight Dev's the only one that's actually like you're in a dungeon, you just watch a whole pack melt.
Right. It's the best.
But it's not controlled. And it's one of those like you're sitting there looking at the meters, you're doing your rotation perfectly, you're hitting everything right, yada yada yada, and you're just waiting for this random proc. Knowing that your class cannot do what it needs to do without this thing.
Yep.
Just feels shitty.
No, it does. So I agree.
I think reining it in, I think having covenant abilities that do damage is fine. It shouldn't be 40% of your DPS.
No, not at all. Well, that's just like we have a person in guild that he'll throw on some tanking gear and tank for us sometimes in Mythic Plus and stuff, and he has so much Twilight Dev that he'll top DPS like 90% of trash pulls. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, why is this a thing? Like, why is this possible? It makes me feel like I'm not doing what I should do whenever I'm running DPS, but like I'm sitting, 50, 60k, and he's like 250k. I'm like, what is happening? Like, how is he's the tank? But because he has over 1 million hit points and he's got a bunch of Twilight devs, he just rocks everything that's in front of him. So, yeah. It can be frustrating for sure. For the person that's running them, though, whenever it does happen, oh man, it's so great. Yep. So great.
I'm just excited for it to go away, if I'm being honest. Like, it was good fun. I think Blizzard should have the last couple weeks just unlocked it, just free for all. Let everyone just go ham on corruption.
Just go buy as much as you wanted to.
Yeah. Just do whatever build you wanted, whatever. Just go ham. I think that would have absolutely been amazing. The things you've seen. I pretty
much right now am playing World of Warcraft when it's raid night. Okay. But if they would have done something like that, I could have totally seen me coming back and playing quite a bit just to see, what I could come up with that was just stupid fun. You know what I mean? Like, oh, let's go do some 20s, boys. What do you mean 20s? Oh man, I got so much Twilight Dev, I probably could just do this by myself. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Like, that would have been cool.
Yep.
It's the end of the X pack, end of the season. Like, there's no point in not just letting people go crazy with it. It would have been fun.
Although I am one with the the class changes and whatnot, excited to check out Mythic Plus and see how that is.
Same.
Raider IO, they're locking season 4 in come pre-patch, but there will be like a post-season score.
Oh, really?
Yeah. At least that's what it sounded like from the thing I saw.
That would be pretty cool.
And so I think it'll be fun to push keys without the corruption now.
Yeah.
You've got the new class, designs, you've got the level squish. I think it'll be a good time to one, help you learn the class. I don't know. Some aren't changing as much, but like Shadow Priest, I got a whole new world ahead of me.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Demon hunters really aren't changing much. Monks are changing, so I'm interested to see that. Pretty much that's what I play right now is Demon Hunter and Monk. So Demon Hunter's really not changing a whole awful lot whenever it comes to the tanking side of things.
Could maybe get lucky and time a key.
Get out of here. Whatever. We time plenty of keys, okay? We get all the
Sure.
timed keys. No, we do. All of them. Every one of them.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So what do you think about raiding this coming week, man? What do you think? Do you think it's gonna be tough?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I think day one, it's either there's a decent chance it's either going to be brutally hard or comically easy.
Right.
That they just
we're getting the nerfs.
Yeah.
And then we're getting the class changes. So
you're getting class changes, corruption removal, and a level stat squish.
Yeah.
Now they have to balance the raid to be on par with that, because they said
20% easier than that though, because this is the end of AOTC, so it should be 20% easier than what we're fighting right now.
I'm fairly certain I saw a blue post saying it the goal is whatever you can do now, you should be able to do in pre-patch. Which, if you bring corruption into that equation, 20% would be about right concerning class DPS and stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So it
would almost be an even break.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying is getting that balance, that tuning right on day one.
I'm excited to see what happens.
I'm a little optimistic. I don't think that that's necessarily going to happen. I think we're going to end up, you're either going to face roll it because they're going to have whiffed hard.
Right.
Or, we're going to
have whiffed hard and it goes the other way.
We're going to spend a night wiping on Rathian.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't get past Rathian. Like, first night, guys, we're progressing again. Don't get upset. It'll be fine.
So,
I could see that. That would be rough. But last week, man, our raid last week, it was rough. Rough. We're just people are just they're done.
Just over it.
Like they're just ready. I don't know how many people have said in guild that they're ready for this tier to be over. Like they want something new. I heard somebody say that Nathria not until after the first of the year, and I'm like, God, don't say that, bro. Like, don't. You know how long that is? Like, I know it's not that long, but it's forever whenever you're a raider waiting for content. Like,
well, it's going to be interesting because the longer that you wait for that, the more geared people are out of Mythic Plus. And we were supposed to have a 2-week. Yeah. It was the shortest launch date to raid open, I think, in the history of WoW.
Yeah.
So now you're gonna go from that to
a 2-week raid open to a 5-week raid open.
Yeah, depending on when it releases.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting.
It could be very interesting. I don't know. I speculate and I speculate and I speculate and I just keep coming up with the same answer of I'm gonna know when I know. Like that's all you can do.
Yeah.
I hope we see a raid before the end of the year. Like that would be amazing for me. I'm a raider. But we'll have dungeons. We'll still have dungeons.
I still think my money's still back on my mid-November Shadowlands date and then early December raid date.
See, and I can see that. Mid-November, early December. I hope. God, I hope. Uh, but I'm seeing a lot more like PTR stuff of boss videos and stuff. So that gets me hopeful that it is gonna be sooner rather than later. We just had a new video from Fat Boss. They just came out with a new video yesterday for a new boss. Like that makes me hopeful for a raid before the end of the year. God, I hope. Because
Yep.
that would be rough. I know like people are, it's like, oh, what are we, we finished raid. And people are like, well, what are we gonna do now? It's like, well, I mean, we can play something else. I don't know. Like everybody's kind of done pushing keys.
Yep.
Nobody's. It's hard to keep me interested while I don't have a group to run with. Like if I get on and you're on, me and you can run together. But then you end up with like 15 keys that you have, the IO people that jump in and they're like, oh, we wiped one time, I'm out, peace. Like I'm not wasting my time. It's like, okay, well, so that sucks.
Yep.
So it's in a bad spot right now. That's all. By no means do I think that we're going to be in a bad spot for a long period of time, but right now it's just a bad spot.
So the other question: are you leveling anything in PTR with Chromie
Yes.
time?
Yeah. DK.
Yikes.
Yeah, I know.
Rough.
I stopped leveling my DK because I was like, I can't get into this. Like, it's not fun. If you read anything right now on leveling in pre-patch, it's gonna be quick, painless. Like, so I'm excited for that. So I was like, man, maybe with how fast you're able to level in pre-patch, maybe I won't feel like I have a wheelchair. Possibly because I'm playing a DK. And I really would like to see the DK tanking changes and stuff. So I'm definitely leveling my DK, probably a hunter and rogue. That's like my goal in pre-patch is DK hunter rogue.
I think I've got a warrior I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna finish my mage, and then I'll have every class at 120.
I'm really doing the DK because that's the last class I need to get to max level for tanking. And then I have every other tanking class 120. So I just need to get my DK there. Rogue is strictly for PvP for next X pack. And then Hunter is just because I want a DPS to play that's, mindless and I can raid with and have fun on nights that I'm not raiding, on my tank. So not that hunters are mindless. I'm sorry, I didn't
That hurts. That really hurts because
I
was gonna do Shadow Priest and Hunter, but I guess since I'm mindless DPS.
Well, it's
what
better
do I
to be
know?
mindless DPS than bad DPS, I guess, huh? So go with Hunter and then Shadow Priest. How about that?
Wow. Okay. This guy.
Yep.
Not wrong. You're just an asshole.
You're the top DPS in our guild right now. Get out of here. Fudge came in and was like, I'm going to show these boys the big muscles. And you just were pumping, dude. Oh my God. Pumping. I was like, well, and then Fudge gets done with N'Zoth. Like we were going to, kind of struggle on it a little bit. We get done with N'Zoth and he was like, that's raiding now. I was like, yeah, it's kind of where we're at this point.
What it's turned into.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whenever everybody is on their game and doing what they're supposed to, our raids go super smooth. Like,
I think that's what it is.
No problem.
First night goes great, or first night goes rough because nobody's logged in since last, Wednesday, and so everybody's, just off their game, and then we fall behind, and then you come in Wednesday night, and everyone's like, okay, let's just get this done, and we bang through it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, we went in, we one-shot that. We one-shot N'Zoth, like, no problem. And with people that, like Fudge, he hasn't been there for how long? It was just like, it's cool. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Yep. I feel bad. There's people in guild that, needed to get their AOTC. They weren't on last night. Not really a whole lot I could do about it. Or last night? Tuesday night. Not really anything I can do about it. It would have been nice to be able to get everybody in guild that wanted AOTC their AOTC, but
Yep.
is what it is. So I messaged people. I was like, yo, hey, AOTC last chance. Jump in, let's go. But a lot of people got it, man. Like a lot of the guildies, most of them that wanted it got it. So that's good.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Well, short and sweet tonight, or you got anything else?
Not really. I'm looking through some posts to see if there's anything that's just like huge where I'm like, man, we really need to cover this, but I don't really see anything major.
Nope. Like I said, it feels like every day, couple times a day, I see an update about something or other throughout the day that they've found out or has been, blue posted or whatever. And it's a lot of small changes. I think like I said, I think they had 9.1, lined up and queued up, and they just said, okay, fuck it, I guess we're pushing this now.
Yep. I think that's what they did, man. I think you're right. I think they, they were like, let's fine tune it before we release it. We might as well, people are expecting a pushback anyways. Let's just do it and give them a full product. And I think that that's a great idea if that's what they do.
Yep.
This should be released on Monday, so this is your last chance to get your AOTC. Be sure to get in there with a group, and even if you pug it, you can pug AOTC at this point. Like, just get into a group, run with them. I mean, you might be sitting in that group, God, for hours, wiping on N'Zoth, just trying to kill it, but you will get it if you stay there, put in the time. I guarantee it. So make sure you do that. What else do people need to do before Tuesday? You don't have much time, but you could probably really push for the 15 Keymaster, plus 15s in all of them, get them out. That's going to be rough if you haven't been doing it, especially this week. What is it? Necrotic?
I honestly couldn't tell you this week.
Hold on. I know what it was this week. I synced it. And then this week is... It is Tyrannical, Bursting, Necrotic, and Awaken. So good luck. Good luck. Bursting and Necrotic? Oof. That does not sound fun.
I'll pass on that one.
Yeah, that one's rough. Can't really talk about the corruptions because they're gone. Like, very soon. Next couple days.
Excited.
Yeah, they are out of here. And I think that's all. What's the deal with the Jaina mount? Let's talk about that really quick. What's going on with that? Like, it's getting buffed to 100% drop rate for 2 people?
No, so that's what it currently is. It's currently 100% drop rate for 2 people. I think some people, when they read it as 100% drop chance, I think a lot of people, myself included, expected it to go to legacy loot rules in PTR.
Yeah, it's like 1%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where that's where Blizzard clarified they're staying at 100% drop chance. But it's back
so it's
to
not actually changing. They're just clarifying that it's not changing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you have till Shadowlands to get that mount if you want to.
Gotcha.
But let me tell you, hugging Jaina, Mythic Jaina, 3 times a week for 2 months. Rough. Takes a while.
It's a lot of fun, wasn't it? But you got it. I
got it. It's not bad. I mean, the fight, if you got a good group, you do it in like 2 or 3 pulls once kind of everyone gets coordinated. Right. And it takes like 4 minutes or something for the fight. Like, it's stupid short with the cheese, but yeah,
it's just getting there.
You're not running with
that last pull.
Yeah, you're not running with the same group of people. So you always have your 10% chance of getting it.
So what, you were running it on 2 different tunes every week?
3
tunes a week, pugging it.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh. Well, I think that is the show for the week. It's pretty I think it's a pretty short show, but yeah, there's not a whole lot going on right now. Next week I'm sure we'll have some stuff to talk about. Shrub, you got anything left? No?
Nope.
All right, guys. So thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment below. You guys have a wonderful night, and we will be back next week.